himself and say a bit more about what he's doing and so on. Yeah. All right. So Simon's a geek and has been a programmer for a long time and has kind of worked with Torchbox and probably several other companies around here who are working here tonight, and Amazon and various other places. And now he's got a new hobby. Is it a hobby, a profession? It's a hobby, right? At the moment.
It doesn't pay.
It doesn't pay. It's definitely not paying tonight. As a stand-up comic. It's great telling you about Simon.
Jeremy Corbyn. For those who like their anti-Semites with a full beard rather than just the toothbrush moustache. And that's how I lost my job at the advertising agency. They said to me, Simon, you can't call Jeremy Corbyn an anti-Semite. I said, well, look, I'm sorry, but there is a limit to the number of times I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. When he stands there and said, I have no idea that the man standing next to me on the platform, wearing the Hamas uniform, waving the swastika flag and shouting death to the Jews was an anti-Semite. There's no room for such behaviour in the modern Labour Party. And the tricky thing is, the guy in the Hamas uniform is usually John McDonnell. The thing is, I don't think that Jeremy Corbyn meant to be leader of the Labour Party. I think this is, just something that happened by accident, lifelong backbencher. And then my theory is that it was a bit like Jack Black in the film School of Rock, right? Jeremy Corbyn, a bit short of money, the phone rings, it's for one of the Miliband's, but he answers it. One thing just leads to another, and he's in over his head. And now we're like one step away from a Prime Minister who makes Hugo Chavez look like Winston Churchill. And so now he's there, he's leading the Labour Party. He doesn't really know how to lead a party or what he's meant to be doing, so he's just kind of making up policy on the hoof. One of his latest policies that caught my eye, he said if he becomes Prime Minister, he's going to nationalise Facebook. Nationalise Facebook. Or as Karl Marx would put it, the workers should rise up and seize the production of memes. But Facebook have gone asked for this, haven't they? They're all running a bit rampant at the moment. And big tech generally, Facebook, Twitter, Google, we don't really know what they're capable of anymore. It's not that long ago that the cutting edge of modern technology was the BBC iPlayer. And you still had to explain it to your grandma, but you couldn't rig an election with it. It was safe. You look at what modern technology's given us in the last couple of years. We've had Donald Trump, we've had Brexit, we've had people frightening their cats with cucumbers. So it's not surprising that Corbyn's taking a stand here. And when you look at big tech and Silicon Valley, I think there's three things they need to attend to win back our trust. Right? The first thing is that they're not very diverse. They're living in a bubble. I spent some time in Silicon Valley recently. I was trying to get to Didcot, but the sat-nav was broken. It's a long story. Spent some time in Silicon Valley. It's a very, very weird place. It was a bit like spending time with the British royal family, right? Surrounded by very, very wealthy people, many of whom are there through, privilege and birthright. And if you look hard enough, you might find one black woman. So, they're not really representative of us, is what I'm saying. The second thing that I think big tech and Silicon Valley need to attend to is that their reach exceeds their grasp. Okay, so they've got all these crazy ideas for these cool futuristic technologies like self-driving cars, right? Or robotic toddlers. Sorry, where is Sasha? Have you ever met a toddler? Like, literally the only good thing they do is eventually they get tired, right? So, I want you sentenced to 10 years working at the world's first robotic nursery. See how you like it. So they've got all these ideas for all these cool new technologies, right? But on the basis of the available evidence, they don't seem able to solve the much more mundane problems presenting themselves today. And a perfect example of this is Amazon recommendations, right? 5 years ago, I bought a new lawnmower on Amazon. And now, every time I go onto Amazon, they recommend that I buy a second identical lawnmower. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with two identical lawnmowers, right? Maybe invite a friend round for a lawnmower party, or saddle them up and ride them across the garden like a pair of wild Mustangs. And it's got even worse because they've got this save and subscribe feature now, and they're suggesting that I subscribe to the lawnmower and get a new one every month. And that is not a problem that I needed big tech to solve for me. right? I've never sat there at the breakfast table and had my wife run in with a pained expression on her face and say, Simon, we're nearly out of lawnmower. You know, it's nearly the end of the month, Amazon have got this. You know, that is not a problem I needed to solve. So what I'm saying is, like, maybe solve those problems first, right? Then we'll worry about the self-driving cars and this robotic toddler thing. The third thing that I think Silicon Valley need to address is the hubris, right? The arrogance of some of the people who work there. And the canonical example of this is Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk, it sounds like a cheap aftershave for wankers. It's not. It's actually a person. He's the guy who runs Tesla, the electric car company. And you might have seen in the news earlier this year when those kids were trapped in the cave in Thailand. And Elon Musk tweeted to say, don't worry, I've got this. I'm simply going to design, build and ship to Thailand a tiny submarine, the likes of which has never been seen before, that's going to swim down the caves, unaided, find the kids and rescue them and bring them out to safety. Solid. And when one of the divers on the scene had the temerity to suggest that this idea might not be completely, well thought through, Elon Musk, in a fit of pique, replied to this guy publicly on Twitter, accusing him of being a paedophile. Basically because he didn't, because he'd upset him. Like, I don't want somebody with such a fragile ego and such poor impulse control solving problems like self-driving cars. Imagine what those cars are going to drive like. Somebody steps out in front of you, the car's like, they're wearing a cardigan, they're probably a rapist, kill them! I'm good. So that's my 3-point plan, right, for Silicon Valley to rescue itself before Jeremy Corbyn has to take over. But I have wondered, if the worst comes to the worst and Corbyn does take over from Zuckerberg, what will Jez's book be like exactly? I mean, presumably comrade requests, you'll still get those. Maybe instead of fake news, they'll be clamouring about fake Jews. And instead of the like thumb, it'll be the raised fist of revolution, right? Which is great until you have to explain to somebody that you just fisted Diane Abbott. There's a mental image that puts you off your spine. What was I talking about? Before I talk about people who fisted Diane Abbott. Oh yes, Jeremy Corbyn. Right, so Jeremy Corbyn, a bit of a clown. The fact that he's still getting airtime is testament to the absolute shower of shit that he's up against, isn't it? You've got Theresa May, a politician so grey and lifeless, she looks like she's recently licked the Skripal's doorknob. In fact, the only good thing you can say about Theresa May is that she's the least worst option. While she remains leader of the Tory party, she is shielding us from an array of infinitely worse possibilities. Let me try and explain this one. A few years ago, I helped my dad with a plumbing project, and I spent an entire afternoon crouched in the corner of his bathroom, holding a wrench that was preventing a sewage pipe from flowing back up into the house. Okay? And it was uncomfortable, it was painful, probably the worst day of my life. But it was still better than the alternative, which was to be sprayed in the face by liquid human feces. Now, in this analogy, Theresa May is the wrench. The stream of liquid human feces represents Boris Johnson, the syphilitic bagpuss of British politics, and Jacob Rees-Mogg, a man who looks like a cross between Harry Potter and a twat. And the Cabinet are no better. Karen Bradley, the recently appointed Northern Ireland Secretary, you may have seen her in the news when she took the role as Northern Ireland Secretary, she admitted in a magazine interview that she hadn't realised that in Northern Ireland, nationalists don't vote for unionist candidates, and vice versa. There's a woman in charge of Northern Irish politics. It's terrifying. And just after she made that admission, somebody leaked a recording of a phone call between her and Theresa May, where Karen Bradley said, do you mean to tell me unionists only vote for unionists, and nationalists only vote for nationalists? And Theresa May said, duh, is the Pope Catholic? And Karen Bradley said, stop asking me these hard questions. So that's it. Theresa May's Tory party, if anything, an equal match for Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party. But at least we've still got the Lib Dems, haven't we?
Yay!
Have we still got the Lib Dems? Has anyone seen them in the last year? Like, is Vince Cable still in charge? Do they still play in yellow? I have no idea. Fucking MI5 has a stronger public profile than the Lib Dems right now. So I've just completely given up, guys. I'm giving up on British politics. I'm just going to sit back, watch the world burn, and then afterwards I'll whine about it on socialist media. Listen, my name's Simon Whitaker. It's been lovely talking to you. If you want to stay in touch, why not fist me the chess book?
That's fantastic, Simon. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Well done. That's absolutely brilliant.